You moved to the Bulldogs in 07, so I know it's probably a podcast in itself, what that was like and what happened there, but I don't know, in summary, what's the exit like from the club that gave you the opportunities? You clearly have great relationships with your former teammates, with your coach, Lee Matthews. What's the exit like in summary, and how do you reflect on it?
Yeah, it's really simple in my mind. Even then, like I was always can be a little bit destructive with probably just more my brain. It's not a calm brain at this stage. It's not medicated. It's not like a normal brain should be, where the hemispheres are working at the same speed. They work at other speeds. So I was always known to just sort of say things I probably shouldn't because I'm thinking it. But with Lee that year, I had a big problem with him. I always took ownership that it was me. It was me that caused all the problems. But my biggest problem with Lee was he was a super coach. He worked so hard. And then that particular year, 2006, when I got sacked, he's hardly a trainer. You never saw him. He's doing cashies. He's doing gigs. He's doing breakfasts, lunches. That pissed me off. Like, it fucking pissed me off. And eventually, a few other issues, like maybe my brain made sure I probably wasn't the leader I should have been because I couldn't be calm enough but I deserved the leadership roles. And Vossi and the other leaders were all retiring or injured and they're moving on. You know, I deserved a captain. There was a game I should have captained. The fucking no-brainer. And he didn't pick me and I was fucking pissed. Super pissed. It's a fucking bad decision. And I reckon that was the end of it. I played a game in North Melbourne down at Marvel, which is Marvel now. I think I kicked 3, top 2 or 3 for us for the team. I got sacked that next week. I mean, in the end, Lee and I had agreed, as we would, our relationship was really good back then. And until this point, you can't hear that, can you?
No.
No, hang on, that's right. It's my wife ringing, and it sounds like a Japanese lady, but it's your wife. She's ringing. Answer the phone. Anyway, so Lee is now like, we agree, end of this year, man, I'm out because we can't work together. You're doing this. You're not giving me the roles. Like, it's pretty fucking clear that either you're not happy enough and trust me enough to do this, which I fucking think I deserve, and I think you're not coaching well. No worries. And then that sort of happened, and then Lee just had enough. And he just said to Vossi and the boys, and this is what pissed me off about the whole thing, is that Lee, instead of owning it and saying, I'm the coach, this is unworkable, you're out, you're sacked. What he did was he went to Vossi and got the leadership group and said, Vossi, when are you going to stop letting Aker shit on this club and you? And he made sure it came from them. Like, the decision looked like it came from them. And then when they had the meeting with all the leadership group. And because, you know, they're all my mates, I got their number. And I get the message that it's unanimous, because I obviously had some coaches in there as well who I'm very close with. I'm like, all those boys? Even in my brain, I'm going, fuck, that can't be right. And by the time I'd sort of gotten around to all of them, it wasn't. But, you know, I don't want to be, I'm for the truth. And I think the truth will set you free, as much as everyone hates it. But don't fucking go and say I was, you know, it was unanimous, when my teammates were like, you know, we understand, Lee, but mate, you're making the call. Obviously, it's a majority. And I was happy, don't get me wrong, that I was going to move on. But the way it all happened, I'm like, come on, man. But that's footy clubs.
So where do you sit right now with all of that? Are you speaking terms, or is it not? Never was that? Are you mates, respect? Like, where is that right now? Like, as you sit, Jason Akermanis.
It's all good, you know. The passage of time, I healed that shit. We have coffee all the time. Lee, I can't have coffee by myself with him for some reason, but if I drag Crackers and Blackie and Lynchy, which we do, he's always up for a coffee. So he's getting older. He's 73 or so, 74 maybe this year. He might even be 75. But, you know, he's not as he's still super sharp and he's always great to talk to. I had Crash Craddock, who's a famous writer up here for cricket. He came and joined us one time because it's around Hendra where the other boys live, and he came over from where he lives at Balmoral. So, yeah, it was cool. It's cool. It's good. And I think to Lee's credit, now I say this, I'm sure he'll never say this publicly, but I think after he's retired and finished and years go by and he's been in the media, and as any coach, you know that you're not that good without talent. And I think Lee realised that, shit, I had some talent. And that talent won me 3 flags as well together. And it's a group thing, I know, but I think Lee is more grateful as a human being that he has us in his life, where when he retired, I think he was like, I'm just a great fucking coach, man. And now I think he's like, nah, I had a super, super, super team.
That was just a little teaser of our full episode. They're out Wednesdays on YouTube, and you can listen to them wherever you get your podcast. Go on, get out of here.